I'm a six-figure freelance writer and a digital nomad, and here are 5 things that I would never do. Number 1, work in an office. I would never do that again. It's not good for productivity. All these companies made all this money in the pandemic. They don't need us to be in an office. I'm a freelancer. I work remotely. I've worked remotely for years, and I've still been able to work effectively with a bunch of remote teams all over the world. We don't need to go back to an office, and so I would never do that again. Number 2 is do freelance work without a contract. I will never work without a contract ever again, even if it's a small project. I have a YouTube video in my profile that has all of the breakdowns of the things that I talked to you about my lawyer when I was putting together my freelancer agreements. And there's a lot of things that you want to think about when you're trying to protect yourself, and obviously finding a good lawyer to help you put that together, because I am not one of those. But I do like to kind of talk about the things that I think about when I'm trying to outline the scope of work for a project and things like that. Number 3 is I will never travel super quickly as a digital nomad. Last year when I was traveling around Europe for 3 months, I did trips that were under 2 weeks. And sometimes we would do like a 5-day trip in a city. And that was way too fast for me as a digital nomad and a freelancer, because as a traveler, I am constantly trying to also get work done as well as see the cities that I'm in. And so while I don't work a ton of hours every week, I still want to have time to relax and chill and not be racing to catch one train from the other. So I like to stay in places for at least 3 to 4 weeks at a time, depending on where we're going and what we're visiting. Number 4, I will never live in a city that isn't walkable ever again. You have no idea how much your mental health improves when you are living in a walkable city. When I was in Florence for 2 weeks last year, it was just such an incredible experience, such a beautiful city. I felt so safe. It was so pedestrian friendly. And so many cities in Europe are just built for pedestrians because that's just the nature of these streets. And it's so beautiful to like live in a place where you don't have to hop in your car to go somewhere, worry about parking, and like seeing these huge empty parking lots and parking structures. Walkable cities are a must for me now, and I'm done with cars completely. Down with car culture. And 5, I will never freelance without a strategy ever again. When I got started as a freelancer, I just thought, if I just put up my services and just get to work and say that I'm available to be a freelancer, people will come and hire me. And when I got started as a freelancer, I kept running into these dead ends. I didn't know how to make my life work. I really wanted to travel, but I was constantly underwater and burnt out. And it took me a long time to figure out the strategy of being a freelancer that actually leads to a healthy, fulfilled life where you're making 6 figures. And I took my career from $4,000 a month to over $32,000 a month. If you want help getting started with freelancing, just go to this link here, and you can get different resources that I've made for you, as well as book a one-on-one call with me. In my opinion, freelancing, working remotely, and being a digital nomad is the future of work, and I'm excited for you to join me.